Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches, episode 176. Tonight we're reviewing The Greatest Showman.
You made it sound like he was Jewish, like, oh, Abe Showman?
Ah, The Greatest Showman.
That Greatest Showman.
Okay, so let's get into it.
Okay.
First things first.
Yes.
Shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. Try wink.com/moviebitches. You get $20 off your first month of wine. Oh boy. So the trailer came out for this, and Avaryl and I were like, what in holy fuck name is this?
Well, I said, oh boy, this looks like some sort of Bill Condon over the top. Oh, he wrote the screenplay? Oh wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, so the trailer came out, and I just thought, there's a bad taste in my mouth.
Yes.
I feel like this is portraying someone who was one way in a very different way, and I'm upset about it. Why is this story being told in 2017, particularly since the fucking circuits closed this year?
Yeah.
Like, it literally was like, we don't have any money, we're closing.
Wasn't it like, we're gonna stop using elephants or whatever because...
That happened first, I think, because of all the abuse complaints and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, also now we're
we don't have any
we're
money.
bankrupt, we're closing.
This movie was better than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Let's wind it back real quick.
Okay.
So, The Greatest Showman is a biopic, musical.
That's how it presented itself.
Yes.
As a biopic of P.T. Barnum.
And
how he is the savior of
show
of
business.
the oddities.
And the odd. Yes, okay.
P.T. Barnum was not a nice guy. One of the first things he did, which led to his fame, was buy an elderly slave woman who was both blind and partially paralyzed. Upon her death, he charged spectators to view her autopsy.
Yeah. I will say this. So I did a lot of Wikipedia reading.
Well, it did a bit more business than I thought it would of making him an asshole.
Yes. A few things. Some of it actually seems to check out. There's quotes of him saying that, like, every human is a soul, is like a God's creation, and that, like, mistreating them or whatever would, they're still an immortal soul or whatever.
Upon her death, he charged spectators to view her autopsy.
It was weird to me that this movie made it seem like he was just gonna find and collect, like, the lowlifes or, like, the the downtrodden, but also people who just had a lot of tattoos. It was confusing.
I was confused why half the freak show oddities were just backup dancers with weird haircuts.
Yes. So, all I can guess is, based on what I read, the original museum and then the subsequent shows and whatever after that, that was all very realistic, let's say. Like, the pictures of the museum, same.
Sure.
They did a lot of painstaking stuff to make that very similar, the theater and whatever. But what was confusing to me was that they would have these musical numbers that would end up on this stage in this theater.
Are we talking about it? You were talking about historical things, and now I have things to say.
It's because they all intertwine. Why don't we just talk about everything, and I'll toss out a factoid when I can.
My thoughts were, why does this have to be about P.T. Barnum? Just make it about underdog, circus ringmaster guy, generic person. Okay.
Or...
Then there's not all this baggage of like, but like he was a snake oil salesman, guys. Like that was bad. Like the whole movie I was like, don't trust him. Oh no.
Upon her death, he charged spectators to view her autopsy.
What I really would have liked the movie to be is to be the entire story of the bearded lady. She's born. Oh, you're a freak. Oh, you're in the alley. Oh, you're a horrible... What?
You want to know the real story?
What? Because that's what... Then we see her grow up.
Yes.
She's working in a laundress. Oh, this guy comes, oh, I don't really trust you because you seem like a fucking creep. Well, maybe it'll be I found this family. Oh, fuck you for being a jerk face. I'm going to rise up and make this circus myself, asshole. That's what I would have liked.
That would have been great.
That would have been great, right? Who cares? It doesn't have to be historically accurate.
The real story behind the bearded lady.
Yeah. Is that beard not real? Because it didn't look real in the movie.
No, it looked really stupid. It is real in real life. Like
sure.
The woman was real.
Sure.
At a very young age, her father got her an agent and started, like, taking her
been very interesting.
Around the circuit. She became famous in Europe. She trimmed her beard to copy the style of Napoleon III, which he then recognized and gave her a giant diamond.
Okay.
Then she and her father and the agent and maybe someone else, her son and her husband, I don't know. She was like, it was like a whole thing. She got married in Europe or whatever. Came to America.
All of this.
Where they were introduced to Barnum and like agreed to become part of his shtick.
I love that.
Yeah.
I want that movie.
He did not find her in a fucking laundress
and say, I'm
hiding
going to
her
save you
face.
from your shame.
I mean, she probably had a very exploitative father who, you know.
Well, I don't know, but at least they were making the most of their situation.
Yeah.
And she was doing it. She was in control of some of it, I hope. I'm really sick of like movies about white privileged-ish men finding themselves.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of done.
Well, I'm still not even sure that he really ever found himself. We're supposed to believe that like he remembered that family comes first and like.
Okay.
I don't know.
Not his circus family. I don't know. I just like the whole time I was like, you're the villain. You're the villain of this movie. I was like, yes, young P.T. Barnum, little kid, you can sing.
Yeah, he was good.
I thought that was
I will
good.
say this, the music was better than I expected.
Hey, I was excited that everyone could sing and dance.
Yes.
And the people that couldn't sing were dubbed. Hey, it's a tradition. I'm here for it.
Sure. It's a strange choice in this day and age. You could have just gotten someone who could sing.
Sure.
But, you know, I liked Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah, I thought she was, I mean, her character
gorgeous.
Didn't make sense, and she absolutely could have not been in the movie, and it would have not really affected anything whatsoever.
Absolutely.
But
Also,
like
they
her.
were deaf fucking, right?
Oh, yeah, from the first moment I met them, the first moment they met, I was like, so they go fuck?
Yeah, it's like, oh, he's on tour. Oh, no, he got upset when she kissed him. That's bullshit.
There's no evidence that she ever had romantic interest in P.T. Barnum, and in fact was quite selfless, donating all the money she earned on her tour with him to charity.
Bullshit.
The whole movie, I just thought, ugh.
Yep.
I don't like you. And then I'd be like, yeah, spirited lady.
This movie does still suffer from a lot of the same problems with musically that La La Land did, where I can't understand a word that the chorus is saying. No. A single word is just ba 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 ba.
Well,
like, what's that?
Was like a chicken chorus.
That was like a chicken chorus.
And you're like, uh-huh. I'm feeling the emotion from your face. I do not know the words that are coming out of your mouth. Well, all the songs kind of sound the same.
A little bit.
Well, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the circus.
Yeah.
And apparently in this movie, the circus means we're going to do a musical number. There was no real acts. There was no juggling. There was no sword swallowing. There was no fire eating. There was not until the very end.
Very, very end.
So I was like, are people paying to watch these freaks dance and sing? In
one number together as an ensemble?
As like a choreographed
Are we just not seeing any
dance.
of it? Wouldn't it have been
Why
better
not?
to see some of it? There were a lot of fabulous people in the ensemble.
Just like, yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
White-haired lady. What was her oddity?
I thought it was a drag queen.
There was a drag queen.
There was a guy that looked like Matthew Anderson.
I don't know.
It was not clear.
I would have liked to have known.
Sure.
There was no character development for anyone other than Hugh Jackman and Zac Effron that had the exact same character development. Oh, I'm rich and I want to be something that I'm not. Oh, I've discovered that people are people.
I love this beautiful girl, so I'm going to risk everything so I can be with her. I guess in 1847 that was a big deal, but...
Well, sure, but I've heard it.
Yeah.
I've been there. The seal is broken, man. I don't need no more stories about these white guys trying to figure out their lives. Like, I am done. I am so over it. Give me a story about Zendaya.
Yeah.
And her brother, living on the streets learning how to be trapeze artists. Something. Okay, I have another question.
Yeah.
When it's the I want to be a producer number from the producers and they're all like doing accounting.
Yep.
That was definitely like Hugh Jackman in a bald cap. That was his boss, right?
I'm not sure.
But it was though, right?
I mean,
it totally was.
In the trailer, I was 1,000% sure it was.
But I'm like, it was him though. And I thought this will make sense later when he shows up to be like, oh, good on you, son. No, he's never seen again.
I don't know.
I had questions.
Sure. It wasn't bad.
It was cotton candy.
Sure.
What's that? Oh my God.
But no, but
what's this going on? Oh, they're singing. They're dancing. They're
Yes.
just flying around. Like, it was very musical. Like,
Yes.
everything was magical. Like, all
It
the
definitely
sets,
felt like a
you know.
stage musical. It
It
was
felt
like
like a
a
musical.
Broadway musical where
And
it's
I
like,
was
oh.
I was happy about that. Like, I was
Yes.
like, oh, this feels like a real musical. I don't know what's going on. I don't care about any of the characters.
No.
The songs are okay.
Yeah.
At least people can sing and dance. So I was like, sure.
Yeah.
That breezed by. Like, it wasn't painful to watch because
No.
it was so over already.
Yes.
Like, every time I'd be like,
It's over.
It didn't matter.
Except for that very, very long number of Rebecca Ferguson, where you're just like, why are you playing this entire 3-minute song?
Once again, I have another question.
Okay.
She is the most famous opera singer in the world.
And she didn't sing an opera?
And then she sings a song about the stars never being enough.
I mean, it was a song. It was an original song that they wrote because they wanted to have an original song that they wrote about how it's never going to be enough for him.
But why couldn't they put it in an operatic form?
For me.
Because that's not the music they write.
Or why couldn't they just be like, she's the most famous singer?
She was a famous soprano. In the movie, however, she's portrayed as singing in the alto range. Considering actress Rebecca Ferguson doesn't even do her own singing, this one is pretty perplexing.
I understand you.
There was a lot of times I was like, but why?
Yeah.
What?
Here's my other issue with the musical numbers, though. There's like this dead behind the eyes-ness of it, where it's like...
It seems paint by numbers.
Beyond paint by numbers, there's no soul, there's no statement, there's no thought behind it for me, where it's just like, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to convey to me? Because it seems like you're just doing some stupid vapid dance number.
They're all poppy songs. They're not Broadway musical songs. They're all pop songs that are musical-ish.
Yeah.
There was one time during the Zac Effron Zendaya love song, which we'll talk about at length.
Yep.
He says something to the effect of like,
but you're here in my heart, so who can stop me if I decide that you're my destiny?
There was something weird about like, well, I mean, she's involved in this as well. Just because you, rich, affluent, white male, decided that you love her, doesn't mean you just get to love her.
I mean, he can love her. That doesn't mean it'll be requited.
That doesn't mean that you can just be like, you have to love me now. I mean, I was just like, this is gross. I was so mad during this movie about these things. Like, the seal has broken, the dam is overflowing, and I'm just like, fuck you, white males. I don't need to hear about your pains, your story about finding yourselves.
Or how you save jazz.
Or how you saved jazz, or how you saved the freaks, or how you were the Jesus Christ figure for everyone else, and how you saved the planet. I just needed to stop.
So, should we talk about the like Hamilton-esque ripoff songs between Zac Efron and Hugh Jackman in the bar?
In the dancing in the bar? Oh my god. Well, you know my stance on sing talking.
I was about to jab my eyes out. I was like, make this number end, and I love Zac Efron.
You run with me, and I can cut you free.
All the choreography felt choreographed, if that makes sense.
Very, very painstaking.
It was like right on the edge of labored.
Yes.
Like you could see it in their eyes. Like this is funny. The whole time during that bar scene, like Hugh Jackman was in a dance move, poured them 2 drinks and put it down, but like none of the liquid got into his glass. And the whole time I was like, but that was the take you're gonna use? That was the take you're gonna use. But there's no liquid in his glass. But he still has to pretend like he's drinking it, but there's no liquid in his glass. Guys, come on!
I was waiting. Right? I was waiting for it to be a thing. Like that it was like, I'm gonna get him drunk, and I actually haven't been drinking any of this at all. But that was not it. It was just bad.
He has to close the piano lid, and it was very like, oh God, if I don't close it in this very, right at this point in the song, he won't have something to sit on, and then, like it felt right on the edge of a disaster. Yeah. It wasn't, and I was excited that they could all dance and sing. I have to repeat that. But the whole time I was like, I feel like you guys are nervous about all of this. We haven't even talked about Michelle Williams. We will get into it. The whole time he's like, oh, Michelle Williams, I bought you this fabulous fucking mansion that you get to live in. And like, yes, let's live in all this affluence. And I was like, what, are you paying the oddities? Where are they living? Are they living in squalor? What's happening? Are they just living at the circus? What's happening this gross?
Yes. Well, according to Wikipedia, he famously said the whole time that like his aim was to enrich his coffers, his personal coffers.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, he seems like, I wish they'd played that up more. Why did he didn't have to be this like great family guy. He could have been a villain.
P.T. Barnum's having this fancy party, and they're like, oh great, we're gonna join. And he's like, nah, you're gross. And closes the door on them, and I was like, oh, fuck you, bro. But I was like, good, I'm glad the movie's showing that. And then they sing this whole song about like, well, fuck you. Then we're just gonna be fabulous and like have thick skin. And I was like, yes, I love this. This would have been a better moment if we'd followed the bearded lady the whole movie.
Yes. I want it to be a little bit more like grungy and a little bit more like
it was very
punky.
Clean.
Very clean. It was gorgeous. The movie was beautiful.
It looked really pretty.
Except for the CG was terrible. But like when they were swooping in over cities and shit, I couldn't. But
should we talk about the acrobatic love scene? Should we talk about it? I feel like we should talk about it.
Sure.
Okay, they would both either be dead or at least have dislocated shoulders. I don't know. They were sing acrobatic dance fighting, and it felt unsafe.
We should have gotten hurt, but we didn't, thank God.
I was so annoyed because I was like, I kind of like this song.
Sure,
it was
except
fine.
for when he was like, I will possess you.
Sure.
And I was like, get away from me.
It was like, oh, this should be like right up my alley. This is like catnip for me.
Right.
Oh, you have an acrobatic
Zac Efron.
dance, Zac Efron love song? Yes, sign me up. And the whole time I was just like, oh, that wouldn't. Oh, why is it doing this now? Oh, that's not really. Oh, God, I wish this was better. Like, I just was like, oh, this is so angry.
Because it also wasn't really trapezing. It
No.
was hanging from ropes.
Yes.
And then
swinging in a circle.
One ring.
Yes, there was the ring, which I liked that part.
Yeah.
I would have liked a little bit more of that. I was confused at how she was making it go up and down.
I mean, somebody was helping them. I was like, who's here? Who's like the Phantom of the Circus? Who's like pulling these sandbags and...
Cupid of the circus.
Is it her brother? I really thought her brother was gonna like have a point in the movie, other than. I mean, that was it.
Literally no one in this movie mattered except for Hugh Jackman, which I guess was the point, maybe?
But I feel like that was a mistake.
This
Don't
was.
make him the lead. I just feel like that was a mistake.
Yeah, I think you're right.
In this day and age.
In this, yes, I agree.
We're not watching The Greatest Show on Earth, musical spectacular.
They were making it real family friendly, real popcorn, real
It
like
was
whatever.
like made for babies.
Right. I would have liked it to be a little darker. I would have liked, because that's more real. This felt so schlocked over, like so
It was
shellacked.
shellacked to the heavens.
Right?
Well, like when his daughters say like, oh, you should have real stuff you should have a unicorn. I was like, okay, I'm ready for that scene where they're sticking a stupid horn on that horse.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure it out. Oh, that never happened.
Speaking of animals, though.
Where were they?
Well, they didn't want to show them because then when the entire thing burns down, they didn't want to explain what really happened
But
in
they
real
all
life.
burned alive in the fire.
They jumped out of windows,
Oh,
burning alive, where the police then shot them.
because they were beyond saving?
Or they were wild animals, or whatever. And then the whales
Yeah.
that were kept in tanks.
Whales?
There were whales kept in this live whales.
There were whales?
There were beluga whales kept in tanks.
Yeah, they boiled? No! Oh, God! Oh, my God.
It was shellacked over. Instead, they're going to show us, like, his daughter doing ballet again. And you're like, okay, but, like, what if you juxtapose it? Where it's, like, these poor animals and all of this stuff, and then she's doing ballet in this fancy theater. I would have loved, like, if Black Swan, if Darren Aronofsky did this movie, that would be, like, whoa.
I would be into that.
Right?
I mean, I wouldn't because I feel like I hate him, but into it.
Yes. Someone
Maybe
who would,
Rob Marshall, who did, like, Chicago.
Maybe. I just wanted someone to not be afraid to get a little dingy, which Chicago does.
It felt very Disney.
Although that is it felt super just Disney. We have to make it kid friendly.
It was like middle school level.
But that's an affront to middle schoolers. I think that they're intelligent enough to be able to be like, I can see.
But the whole time I was thinking, why does no one have a skill other than dancing and singing? But like, why is no one performing their acts? Why is no one practicing their acts? Why are we not seeing any of the behind the scenes stuff? Why are we not seeing any of the rehearsals, any of the prep? Where are the animals? What's going on? Like, it felt very like, and we have this one room where they do like a one dance number and sing a song, and everyone's like, yes,
and then they do it again and again and again. It's like, we get it. We've seen this number 4 times now.
I have another question.
Okay.
They go to meet Queen Victoria, and they meet Rebecca Ferguson, the most famous opera singer in the world. And he convinces her that he should be her manager.
I guess.
Then they get to the event. It's the big night of her opening night, and he goes, God, I hope she can sing. And I thought, Jesus Christ, have you not been at any of the rehearsals? Aren't you invested in this? I think you put your own money in the show. You should definitely have been at the rehearsals and see if she can sing at all. What was the point of that? So you could be like, oh my God, she's an angel, songbird, nightingale.
Oh, if Sondheim had done this,
Ooh.
it would be like such
So
good wordplay
good.
and like depth. Oh, it'd be so good.
It would be so good.
Yeah.
Rob Marshall directing, if he gets his life together, because I guess halfway through I went, well, if you turn your brain off, it's fun.
Yes.
Like, at a certain point I had to be like, look, this movie's not really trying to make political statements or be serious.
Nope.
Like, if it was like on the edge of trying to be like, we're the underdogs, we're trying to rise up and, you know, the underappreciated, like, it gets better. Like, it was trying to do that stuff. And I was like, this is gross. But it didn't quite go too far because it was so shellacked.
Yes.
So at a certain point I was like, it's shiny.
Basically.
Sure. Oh, look, Zac Efron's cute.
Yep. Oh.
You know.
Oh. Can we talk about him?
We should talk about Zac.
Oh.
He was...
Can we talk about him in that red velvet?
The first one.
The first one. The second one at the end was awful. He looked like he was about to, like a monkey ready to clap his little cymbals together. Also, I noticed he has his proportions or something are perfect for like a high-waisted suit or like a tuxedo.
Yeah, it did look good.
It was like, oh, you look great in that. You'd look better out of it, but you look great in it too.
Yeah, him in like a Regency era period drama, I feel like would be equal parts terrible, but he would look good.
He would look so good.
You know, I'd be like,
he could maybe pull it
play
off.
like a Wickham, you know, be like, you're sexy,
Yes.
but get away from me. You're not Mr. Darcy. You know, would be like, no, sir.
I will say I appreciated the way that Zac Efron went from 10 to 50%.
He was making deals.
But I was confused.
Off the backs of all of those performers that were actually doing all the work.
All of the work. And wouldn't it have been even better? I mean, this was obviously then just a fake story, but like, wouldn't it have been cool if they had all taken their earnings that they had made over the past, or like whatever.
Made their own fucking
They're
stories.
like, here's my piggy bank, here's my savings, here's my, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And we're all going to pitch in and own this theater together. It's a cooperative theater. Love it. That obviously didn't happen.
Sure, but I would have liked to have seen enterprising in general. I felt like that was lacking.
Yes.
And then I would have liked to have seen that rub off on some of the performers.
Sure.
And had them, you know, if Tom Thumb is going to come up with a great idea. Like, why weren't they coming to him with ideas? They just seemed to be at his beck and call, waiting around.
Waiting around. We didn't really see anything of them. It was just like, and they're in the number. Aren't they weird?
So, apparently, the Rebecca Ferguson part was originally written for Anne Hathaway.
Ugh. Why would it be written for, like, Celine fucking Dion?
Yes.
Oh, she's the best singer in all time? Yes, it's fucking Celine Dion. What are you talking about?
Or even
she's
if
a
it was
fucking
like...
robot. She is. It's insane. Have you seen her perform?
Not live, but yes.
Oh, at her show in Vegas, when she performs live, she does this number where she comes out on stage and starts singing, and there's like video pictures going up on like the giant screen, and it's all of these different videos of her singing the same song, and literally you could look at any single one of them, and it's like she's lip syncing, because it's all the fucking same.
That's crazy.
Every single song over 30 years, and you're just like, holy fucking shitballs. She's crazy. It's amazing.
They could have gotten her to dub Rebecca Ferguson.
Sure.
Other people that were considered for the part, Ellen Page.
What? Why?
And Carey Mulligan.
Carey Mulligan and
Michelle Williams.
Michelle Williams are like basically the same person.
Well, I was going to say, I could see Carey Mulligan being the wife.
Because they're
not
basically
Rebecca
the same
Ferguson.
person.
We haven't even talked about Michelle Williams. Okay, so this is really upsetting. She wasn't in the movie.
No, not really.
They fall in love. She leaves her life behind.
Her rich family
agrees
behind.
to do it all with him.
Yep.
They have kids. He gets fired. She supports him regardless. She is just this long-suffering wife.
Yep.
The whole movie.
The whole movie.
She doesn't involve herself. Like, once he gets the circus, she disappears from the movie for a large part of the movie. And I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So, he's in ruin. Rebecca Ferguson has left. He's in debt. Michelle Williams leaves him. Their house has been foreclosed
Repossessed,
upon. His circus has burned down. And yet you don't really care. Like, all of these things sound like, oh, Jesus Christ. But you're like, whatever. I don't really care. Are the whales okay? No? We're not talking about it? Like, it's very, like, I don't care about him.
I thought that, I was just like, God, how is it? I literally had the same thought. I was like, all of this shit fell apart and I don't give a fuck. Like, I just don't care. How did they manage that?
Right? Because nothing was developed. I don't remember scenes in this movie.
No.
I kind of remember musical numbers, but, like, for the most part, I'm like, what happened? Did I watch this movie? I watched this movie, right? That's why it was like cotton candy. It was like full of air.
Yeah.
He's ruined, and he's in this bar.
Oh, God.
And all the freaks show up to cheer him up.
Yep.
Because they can't do anything on their own, apparently. I guess historically. I don't know. I thought it was gross.
Yep.
And then all of his family photos are just at the bar.
This was so weird. Why is it in this bar?
Did he own the
Does
bar?
he own the bar? Is it Barnum's bar?
And then
Based on what I read, he was not a big proponent of alcohol, so it doesn't seem like he would have been.
That's true. Then they proceed to drink all of the liquor
Yep.
and have a dance party, and there's no proprietor.
And then he gets on a train. He runs. Oh my God, he's running so fast. So fast. He runs and catches up with this train. He hops on the back of the train that goes to Colorado.
It was like definitely mountainous, rocky.
Where was that supposed to be?
Vermont?
It was in no way, shape, or form anywhere east of the Mississippi. I don't maybe it was Appalachia. I was so confused.
Well, yeah, so he gets on the train to go, not even really apologize to Michelle Williams.
No.
He shows up and is like, family's the most important thing. And she's like, yeah, okay. And they just get back together. I didn't like this movie.
No.
But at the time, I didn't care. But I did not really like this movie.
In going back and looking at it, there was like a lot of issues and a lot of problems, and no, I didn't really like it. I wasn't as angry. I think my expectations were that it was going to be such garbage.
I thought I was going to hate it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, shiny. Oh, Zac Effron. Oh, it's on. What's going on? A scene?
Dance.
Clothes. Cool. Look at that gown. You know, it was like the master of distraction. You know, like it was like an ADD movie. Like I genuinely, there would be stuff happening. I leaned over to Andrew and said, I don't know how to process this. Like so much was coming at me in the dance number. It was like, it was a lot. Oh boy. Okay, so we finally get to the tent down by the river. And it's the real circus this time. And now all of a sudden they have all these animals that they didn't have before.
Nope. Lions jumping through flaming hoops.
Freaking
elephants on
horrifying CGI ponies, lions, elephants.
And of course I still was just like, these poor animals.
But they were
I mean, they're fake, obviously, but like...
But it looked terrible.
Yes. But also, am I not supposed to feel bad for these poor animals in captivity?
This was just definitely, like, the wrong time for this movie to come out. Apparently, Hugh Jackman was trying to get this movie made since, like, 2009. Like, it's his, like, baby pet project.
Oh, wow.
Because, you know, he's, like, a circus folk at heart. I'm not sure. Bad timing. But anyway, so they're having the whole circus, and he passes the top hat to Zac Efron.
Also, I was confused by this. Zac Efron's last name in the movie was not Bailey.
No, it was, like... Calloway? No.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Carlisle.
Yeah.
Did he change his name to
Bailey for like a state? Because like Barnum and Bailey was the thing.
Or did he
And 50-50 would make you think that did he sell his 50% to someone else named Bailey? Did he just... that was not explained at all.
Well, we haven't gotten to the part where I really broke down and just started laughing at the movie. So Hugh Jackman keeps missing his daughter's ballet recitals because that's the only thing going on in their lives. He just keeps missing their ballet recitals. He rides up on a fucking CGI'd elephant to see this ballet recital at a theater. And I was like, what the fuck is this movie right now?
And then it gets better!
Well, because I was like, first of all, that poor elephant is in the snow, and presumably you just left it there while you went to see your daughter's recital. Was someone else going to come and bring it back to the circus? I'm happy that they took a chance on a musical.
Yeah.
An original musical.
Yep.
Regardless of my opinions about the music.
Yep.
A big budget, you know, not La La Land bullshit. Like, there was things
This was a real Broadway musical
This was a
style
real musical. You know, like, the sets were gorgeous. There was, you know, it was magical. It had that magic of a musical. I'm happy that happened.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd recommend.
No, not really.
It felt like it was peacocking me the whole time.
Well, you know what? But maybe that's what maybe that was the point, right? They were trying to Barnum us.
I'm gonna not give them that much credit, but I'll think about it.
Yeah.
I'll be like, you know what? Maybe it was trying to do something on a deeper level, and it's just this like real sub, you know, like
it was all a ruse.
Fuck you guys, we really gotcha.
Did you leave with a smile? Well, that's all that matters. I was like, well, I didn't
Give
leave
me
with
all
a
your
smile.
money.
Yeah, exactly.
Upon her death, he charged spectators to view her autopsy.